Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are going to be covering Batman 89, which I'm pretty excited for. It's a mini series and it's brand new. It came out this year and I haven't read it, which is one reason I'm super excited about it. I haven't read it before doing the script, that is. And yeah, it's a limited series, only 6 issues, and we'll be covering the first 3 in this video and I'm excited. So, let's go. Okay, so I'm recording this later. I don't know how I failed to mention this, but this is based on the Batman film from 1989 with Michael Keaton as Batman. I don't know how I forgot that, but I did, but here you go. Okay, so I also just found out the acoustics in this room are so much better, so I'm going to be doing all my videos in here now. But the first part of this video, the first issue, will be like pretty bad audio, but then I'm going to record in here. Anyway, sorry for wasting more of your time. On Halloween night, Harvey Dent is on a date with Barbara Gordon, which is weird, but okay. He is about to propose, but Barb sees something, or someone, outside the window. Meanwhile, people are dressing up for Halloween. Kids are going trick-or-treating, even though the mayor declared Halloween is no longer safe for kids because of all the vigilantes. And a man is criticized for wearing a Joker outfit that glorifies a dangerous criminal. Harvey proposes and brings out a coin to help her decide, but they hear a bomb go off. And Barbara is awfully calm about it, like dang, but suddenly a bunch of clowns attack a truck and start looting and attacking people, including 2 clowns who look like the Dee Dee twins, which is pretty cool. Batman swoops into action and he looks super awesome in this series, like the outfit looks amazing. Anyway, he blows up a helicopter the clowns are using to steal the convoy. So the helicopter that the clowns are using to steal the cars, he blows that up. They shoot at him, and Batman uses a giant penny from the bank, like display, much like the famous one in his Batcave, as a shield, then gets into his Batmobile. The police show up, and the clowns flee, but Harvey chases one that steals Barb's purse. They try to steal his watch, but he beats them up and steals their gun, and then flips the coin, saying it'll decide if he kills them or not. In the morning, Harvey shows up at Wayne Manor and says he has a plan to fix the city, but he needs to go against Commissioner Gordon, his fiance's father. He says that together, him and Bruce will take down the Batman. Bruce refuses, saying he can't betray Jim Gordon. After Harvey leaves, Alfred says he may have a point, but Bruce says he'll quit if he feels he's doing more harm than good. Harvey and Barbara discuss Batman's gadgets over the phone while Harvey drives to his old neighborhood. He visits his old mentor, Jerome Otis, and it shows a flashback where they flip the coin to see if Harvey will grow up to be successful or like a bum on the streets, and it lands on successful, thank God for Harvey. Later, Harvey calls the city council for a vote of no confidence in Commissioner James Gordon. The bat signal goes up, and even though he knows it's not Gordon, Batman goes to see who it is. It's Harvey Dent and a cop named Harvey Bullock, with snipers around the area watching. Gordon tells Batman to stay off the streets because the cops have orders to take him in, dead or alive, and they cut communications. Batman follows a kid who just robbed a store. He says he didn't take money, only diapers and food for his baby sister. Batman hears a voice calling for help outside, but instead a mysterious figure attacks him. After the figure gets rid of Batman, they give the kid and his sister $8 and leaves. Batman is discovered by the men who want to take him in, and that's where the issue ends. Batman escapes from the cops with like a light grenade, but they shoot anyways, hitting the kid from the last issue. Batman tries to grab his hand, but he falls to his death. Bruce mourns in the Batcave, telling Alfred that this time he really messed up. Barb and Harvey are testing out a Batarang they were investigating, and they establish, again, that the maker must be very wealthy. Harvey shows up at Jeremy Otis and his, ward, I don't know what to call him, auto shop in Burnside, Harvey's old town. Harvey wants Drake, the ward or whatever, who supposedly has a photographic memory for car parts to help see how the Batarang was made, but Drake refuses to help Harvey because he's a cop, and after what happened with the shooting of the kid, he doesn't want to help, cops. He says "You're a cop, Mr. Dent. I'm sure you're a very nice cop, but you're a cop." The small town's council shows up and discusses other deaths caused by the shooting in Burnside. Harvey is convinced by the board to use his voice and make a speech. Drake passes guys trying to steal a game station, which is totally not a PlayStation, don't worry. When Drake leaves, the mysterious figure from the last issue beats up the punks. A girl who witnesses it says she thought his name was Robin. At Wayne Manor, delivery men arrive with a giant penny from the last issue to put in the Batcave, like I mentioned last issue, and he says it's because it saved his life. Bruce says that. Batman takes a hiatus because of his big mistake, and Alfred tells him if vigilantism fails, he could resort to philanthropy. Paparazzi shows up and they ask Harvey if it's true he'll be running for governor, and he's shocked to hear that because he has no plans to. Before he can finish his sentence, someone shouts at him, calling him a two-faced bastard for going against the cops in his speech. Wink, wink. Somewhere the guys who got beat up by Robin are chatting, and one managed to follow Robin and found out where he lives. Bruce decides to pay for all the children of Burnside's colleges until he runs out of money. As he's leaving from making this announcement, he sees that a fire's been set. Batman finds that the people who started the fire were stopped by Catwoman. Harvey realizes it's kinda sus Bruce knew the girl's name, the one whose older brother died, when the police never released it, so that'll play in later, I bet. Harvey then sees the fire is Jeremy Otis's auto shop and that Drake is still in there, so he runs in. He's knocked out in the burning building and the issue ends. And just a side note, that Drake is obviously this Robin, especially because those guys followed him down and they wanted revenge because he beat him up, so they burned down where he lived, so yeah. Harvey Dent comes out of the burning building saving Drake, and Drake thanks him for saving his life. He's elected governor, and everybody is loving Harvey Dent. A year later, Barb is commissioner, and she informs Harvey that they were right, and the Batman was multiple mercenaries with money supplied by Bruce Wayne. Suddenly, Barbara is gone, and Jerome Otis takes her place. Otis flips the coin, and it comes up tails, which confuses Harvey because both sides of the coin are supposed to be heads. Harvey yells that his face feels like it's burning, and he wakes up, and all of that just now was all a dream. After he's saved, Harvey gets up, and everyone is shocked to see half of Harvey's face burned. The doctors tell Barb that even if Harvey lasts 4 hours, he may only have 6 months to live. Drake says that it was arson caused by the Sons of Batman, aka those guys from the last issue, and he tells this to Bullock. Wayne Manor is surrounded by press because Bruce helped pull Harvey out of the fire. In Burnside, Otis asks Drake why he sleeps in the truck and not at his place. Drake says it's because the arsonists were after him and that he'll make it up to Otis. Bruce wakes up next to a cat after having a dream about Catwoman and finds that the press is still all over him and that Barb sent Bruce flowers for his help. Drake left a call for Bruce because he thinks Bruce beat up the arsonist even though it was actually Catwoman. Meanwhile, the arsonists are released on bail and they're filing a lawsuit on the police. At the hospital, Bruce tries to get Harvey the best plastic surgeons, while Harvey talks to a version of himself from the dream he had at the beginning of this issue. Alternate Harvey talks about how the world can be completely altered with the toss of a coin. Harvey wakes up from his dream and talks to Barb. He borrows a nail file from her to mark one side of the coin, and he flips it saying she loves me not. She's happy to see, and he's happy to see, that the coin says she loves him, which is pretty sweet, but you know. Batman tracks down Catwoman and they flirt until Batman starts Adam West style preaching about the law. She gets upset and talks about all the rich criminals Batman ignores since he's too busy with street punks. Fires around the city break up their argument. In the hospital, Harvey flips the coin to see how he feels about Gotham, and it lands on the scarred side, and he says, "To hell with it," and that's where it ends. So that's where Batman 89 ends so far. Half of it's out, the first 3 issues. There are going to be 6, but these are all the ones that are out. So there you have it. This was honestly probably my favorite of the ones that we've covered on this channel so far. There are only 3, but this is my favorite so far. And that's it. So yeah, bye.